Hi, I'm Jeff Murrah, and I want to welcome you to True Texas History. Sorry about the glitch. If you happen to have seen it, if you didn't see it, hi, glad you're here. Today's November the 3rd. And what does that mean? Father of Texas Day, Stephen F. Austin's birthday. Born on this day, I believe 1793. I'll need to double check that. Anyways, now besides that, on November the 3rd, you had, of 1835, you had the General Consultation in San Felipe. Now, Texas history is filled with general consultations and things, like the Turtle Bayou resolutions and things such as that, to the point where at times it gets confusing. And at the time, there was a struggle to come up with a good name for some of the things that they were doing. Now, at the General Consultation on this day back in 1835, the leaders of Texas assembled, and to set the stage for you, you've already had the Battle of Gonzales. There has been fighting between the Texans and the Mexicans. We are actively engaged in essentially a hot situation. And the leaders assembled and went ahead and put together a constitution. They elected a governor, a lieutenant governor, the appointed military commander of the land forces, which was Sam Houston. And they took this action, but they did not declare independence. Many of the leaders felt like it was too soon to take that step. And I'm going to go ahead and read some of the document to you. And from reading their original words, it will make a difference in terms of how you see it. And I'll put some of those PC people to shame, because, when you go back to the original sources, you can see what the people actually said. And we'll talk about that. Now, they were hoping by not declaring independence that some of the other Mexican states would join them, which they didn't do. And to put this in context, after this happened in December of 1835, you have the Goliad Declaration of Independence. In March, you have the formal Declaration of Independence. So, people were of a mindset to be independent. But let me go ahead, and I know it's boring to hear things that are read, but you need to hear what these people said in their own words. And I wish I had good enough memory to go ahead and do it by rote, but I don't. Okay. In preamble, whereas General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna and other military chieftains have, by force of arms, underthrown or overthrown the federal institutions of Mexico and have dissolved the social compact which existed between Texas and other members of the Mexican Confederacy. Now the good people of Texas, availing themselves of their natural rights, do solemnly declare, and they're fixing to lay out all the points. First, they've taken up arms in defense of their rights and liberties, which are threatened by encroachments of military despots, and in defense of the republican principles of the Federal Constitution of Mexico of 1824. What a shocker! They were fighting to, continue to be Mexican citizens. They were not fighting to expand slavery and some of the things that people say. So books like this, where it talks about the taking of Texas or Texas was stolen, when you read the actual words of the people, you see, no, they weren't. They were originally trying to position themselves as Mexican citizens fighting for decent laws and decent conditions. Second, that Texas is no longer morally or civilly bound by the compact of union, yet stimulated by the generosity and sympathy common to a free people, they offer their support and assistance to such members of the Mexican Confederacy as will take up arms against military despotism. So essentially they're seceding from the Union, but still a part of what was going on. Third, they do not acknowledge that the present authorities of the National Mexican Republic have the right to govern them within the limits of Texas. So essentially they put some limits on the Mexican government. Fourth, they will not cease to carry on war against the said authorities while their troops are within the limits of Texas. Fifth, they hold it to be their right during the disorganization of the federal system and the reign of despotism to withdraw from the Union and to establish an independent government, or adopt such measures as they may deem best calculated to protect their rights and liberties. But they will continue to be faithful to the Mexican government so long as the nation is governed by the Constitution and laws that were formed for the government of the political association. So they're pledging themselves to go ahead and continue being Mexican citizens. They just want the law to be followed. Six, that Texas is responsible for the expenses of the armies now in the field. Seventh, that the public faith of Texas is pledged for the payment of all debts contracted by her agents. Eighth, that she will reward by donations in land all who volunteer their services in the present struggle and secure them as citizens. Ninth, these declarations we solemnly avow to the world and call God to witness their truth and sincerity, and we invoke defeat and disgrace upon our heads should we prove guilty of duplicity. They didn't hesitate to call upon God back in those days. They saw their cause as one, in some of the documents they talk about it being holy and just. I mean, when was the last time that you heard of a war being considered holy and just? But this captures the spirit of the people there at the convention. And Stephen F. Austin, Sam Houston, they were both there, as well as Branch T. Archer and others. And this was their mindset. And it is interesting that they go ahead and make the statements about public debt so that they can secure funding in their cause. And go ahead and pay for things. And in terms of paying for things, they had both a Navy and an Army that they were acknowledging. I know that there were some in Texas that only want to talk about the Army. They don't want to talk about the Navy. You've got to have both. Texas has got such a large and lengthy coastline. If you're not protecting it and you're not doing something about it, you're asking for trouble. But I wanted to go ahead and cover this. I apologize for the format. I was hoping to get a wide format, having some problems with Facebook on getting it to work with me today. So I apologize. If you have any comments or suggestions, feel free to leave them. I'll be glad to get to them. Be glad to answer your questions. If you like it, feel free to leave a thumbs up. I'm glad you tuned in, and I hope you enjoy Stephen F. Austin's birthday today. And until next time, this is Jeff Murrah wishing you vaya con Dios, my friends. Goodbye.